The lines between electric and acoustic have been blurred. With birch shells and acoustic hardware meeting electronic adaptability, Yamaha have crafted a new line of DTX kits that are drumming crossbreeds, full of incredible features. But how do these kits stack up? What are the main differences? And are they practical? I'm Myles from Gear for Music, and I'm about to find out. All of those acoustic drums you've just heard were recorded by professional studio engineers throughout some of the best sounding studios in Europe. An example of this is the Absolute Hybrid kit, recorded in Peter Gabriel's real-world studios. With the basic capture of the individual drums, Yamaha have also recorded the ambience of the rooms for each drum too. More on this feature later. As an acoustic player, the quality of these sounds are highly welcomed, showing Yamaha have evolved their E-drum sound from the shotgun drums of old to highly nuanced samples. Being able to change your kit sound to match your musical situation, feeling or setting is invaluable. I can see this being useful in functions and weddings, where you can easily go from lighter jazz kits in the day to hard driving drums for the dancier tracks. Top points here for sound options on both of these kits. To my ear, electric drums have lacked expressiveness in the past. To improve this, Yamaha have utilised mesh, TCS, layered designs, and implemented fully adjustable hardware to give us players optimum playing experiences. Let's start with the Remo-made mesh. Mesh heads are the most popular material for electronic drum pads, thanks to a range of advantages. One of these is tension adjustment. The head tension makes no difference to the sound of the kit you're playing, but is a great way to get the right rebound for you and match the sound you hear to the understick feel. You can also easily replace them, and due to them being lighter, put less strain on the hardware. Textured cellular silicon, referred to as TCS, is Yamaha's flagship head introduced in 2010. TCS is designed to mimic an acoustic drum thanks to one feature: air. When you play an acoustic drum, the air inside it gets pushed around the shell and bounces off the resonant head, which in turn pushes back on your stroke. If you were to take the resonant head off, the air travels straight through and offers little to no pushback, relying solely on the batter head. Using thousands of tiny bubbles throughout the silicon, you get an extremely natural push against your stick, producing that unmistakable feel whilst also reducing volume and being extremely comfortable to play, which helps cut down wrist and elbow fatigue. TCS never loosens either, keeping your playing experience consistent throughout the life of the drum. Comparing the two, mesh would be the standard choice for an electric kit thanks to its lightness and tunability. However, it can in certain tunings give a tennis racket effect. If you want an acoustic experience without all the volume it brings, TCS would be the premium offering. They aren't replaceable, however, and their tension can't be changed, another thing to bear in mind. Both kits come with both head options, with the DTX being the only line to have two different heads released simultaneously. The choice of these heads will be up to the player, however, so testing these out in person is highly recommended. Made from 100% birch and in the Yamaha acoustic factory, these shells are the joining of two worlds. In two finishes, real wood and this black forest, they are visually clean and intriguing. The badges, lugs and hoops are all acoustic parts too, bringing the acoustic experience to the E-drum world for immersive playing. With a great look, the pads also have great functionality underneath the surface. Yamaha have worked hard to make sure those intricate and expertly recorded samples are accurately played. If we take a look at the DTX 8, the mesh snare pad features 3 cones, which are these bits here. These are going to pick up the velocity of your stroke and give you a more even response than a single cone. When hitting an electronic pad with a singular central cone, a strike dead on the sensor can cause volume peaking that sounds unnatural and impacts musical expression. This is known as hot spotting. With the XP125 SD pad, with both these kits, 3 edge cones remove this problem. When moving towards one cone, others get quieter, making sure to even out that volume and achieve a natural dynamic response. Plenty of airflow underneath means a quieter pad too, great for flats and low volume areas. Both kits have 4 cymbal pads, including the hi-hats. The hi-hat is 2-zone, the bow and the edge, with the cymbal pads being 3, the edge, the bow and the bell. Able to mimic the response for real cymbal, including choking, they can be every bit as dynamic as the pads. On the DTX 8, you get a 13-inch hi-hat, 2 13-inch crashes and a 15-inch ride. With the DTX 10, you get the 13-inch hi-hat, but the 2 crashes come in a 13 and a 15-inch size, and the ride in a noticeably larger 17 inches. This slight size difference means the transitional feel between the 3 is much more natural. Although the sounds are the same, this size offering enhances the playing experience slightly and fits in more effectively with the acoustic electric crossbreeding. The kick drum is the main difference between these two. The DTX 8 uses a KP90, whilst the 10 uses a KP128 mesh padded kick. Personally, I think the KP90 offers the most natural response. The 7.5-inch 3-layer cushion design hardens throughout its construction, meaning a softer hit feels different from a harder, beater burying strike. This provides a more visceral playing experience, and for an acoustic player, this was highly welcome. The KP128 is still a great bass drum though, as it has low acoustic volume and still has the premium touches, such as the birch shell and the same 3-layer cushion design as on the KP90. The 12-inch pad also has a great visual presence to it, making it look at home on a stage when paired with its acoustic-born bass drum spurs. There's also enough room on both for double pedal playing if that's your thing too. The modules are the brains of the kit. These super powerful mini computers not only store hundreds of drum samples, but also allow for expressive manipulation. The DTX modules have been Yamaha's flagships for a while now, with the standout feature being 3 kit modifier knobs. With these, you can quickly, simply, and in real time change your sound and really enhance your playing experience. Let's take a closer look at these parameters. When recording the samples, they were taken in a stereo form. This means a left and a right channel. The ambience in those European recorder studios was also recorded in stereo, meaning that when you bring up the ambience knob, you're actually triggering 4 samples for 1 hit. This gives immense depth and clarity to the drum in a highly natural space. You activate this recorded ambience in the first 50% of the dial, and once you go above 50, a digital reverb will come in and expand the space. Here it is in practice on the DTX Pro. Using the same one-knob control technology you see on the Yamaha PA systems, compression adds a great pumping effect, squashing transients and adding life to the kits. With compression, you can really hear the tone of the recorded drums and the detail that Yamaha have captured. Take a listen and see if you can notice a difference as we slowly add in more compression. Finally, the effect knob is where the fun kicks in. With effects like phaser, presence, distortion and more, it feels like I'm a drummer with his hands on an electric guitar. This is a great feature to have live, adding a performance aspect that would make each gig slightly different. But if you're looking for consistency, however, you can save all these presets into a live set for reliable recall. You can also send each pad to a different effect thanks to 2 effect processors, meaning endless sonic options and wild drum sounds. Here's a look at what the XPX Chorus effect does to the Absolute Hybrid Maple kit. So I use the DTX Pro over there to demonstrate the kit parameter knobs as they are the same on the Pro X. However, the Pro X has features that take the kit modifying experience to the next level. With an expanded interface, menu hopping has been reduced and finer adjustments can be made quicker and easier than on the Pro. With this extra line down here, we can change the volume of a drum, we can change the actual instrument themselves. We can change the tuning of a drum too. We can also change the muffling of the sound. This works really well with toms. The DTX Pro is highly capable and expressive, demonstrated by its continued use from the DTX 6. It does everything a competent player wants from an electric drum set, opening up creative options whilst delivering the must-have fundamentals confidently. With the 10, however, the Pro X offers functionality that is so important for the performing player, removing some menu searching for the go-to adjustments, even going so far as to adjusting your headphone EQ and leaving the master out sound untouched. If you want more flexibility to delve into the true possibilities of electronic drums, the DTX 10 with the Pro X should be your focus. With an interface that's much more tactile, intuitive and functional in playing situations, you can carve out your sound with ease. And if these inbuilt options aren't enough, the MIDI out feature allows you to connect to your favourite DAW and use VST instruments like Easy Drummer and others, opening your sound to endless palettes. With the Pro X, you get connections for all possible applications and enhanced live capabilities. 2 headphone inputs of a standard and mini jack mean no more adapters are needed and 2 people can listen at once. This is great for lessons. 8 individual outputs and 2 aux-in sockets allow for a fallback input, and with flexible routing, the aux-in sound can be directed straight to the headphones, making live sound a breeze, as it's all directed through the module, controlled by you. With the module able to connect to a computer in real time to send or receive MIDI data, this module is seriously impressive. And that's comparing it to the Pro, which is already one of the most powerful on the market. One feature I love about the Pro X is the multi-layering sample option. Let's say you're really nitpicky about your snare drum and love a wooden snare at lower dynamics for their warmth, but the crack of a brass seamless snare is just faultless. You can layer 4 samples that can be triggered simultaneously, cross-faded, or get them to trigger at different velocities. And you can do this to every pad zone with any sample of your choice, meaning cymbal stacks, full sounding kick drums, and much more completely tailored to you by you. Finally, a feature that blows my mind with either of these modules is the ability to record a microphone. By plugging into the auxiliary input and hitting record, you produce a stereo file of your drumming and whatever the microphone picks up. It all gets recorded directly onto a USB. I can see this in rehearsals, writing sessions, and so many situations where you want to capture your ideas fast and easily. And once again, this is available on both modules. All of this hardware is retrofittable, meaning the tom stands and cymbal stands can head over to an acoustic Yamaha counterpart. This is great for those looking for a competent electric kit which they can seamlessly transition to after an acoustic gig. The all-Bert shells come with that quality hardware from Yamaha that you find on their best-selling acoustic kits, exemplifying for me the appeal of both worlds. On both kits, you get a freestanding snare stand and hi-hat stand that enable personalised setups simply and smoothly, with no more being tied down to a rack system. Omni-ball tom holders help you perfect your setup too, offering ultimate angle control. Both of these kits have highly efficient and ergonomic racks. The RS8 with the DTX8 and the 10's Hex Rack 2 both feature an open side, enabling easy placement of the snare and hi-hat stands. This also works in favour of double kick players too, offering a comfortable setup that doesn't feel cramped or compressed. The Hex Rack 2 comes directly from Yamaha's acoustic kits, giving it highly imposing and impressive presence that looks like it means business. Being able to transfer from a beloved Yamaha kit to their electric offering is a great touch from Yamaha, something that offers great functionality and practicality. As an acoustic player, I was blown away by these kits. The customizable nature of them allows for a highly personal setup. With zero latency, real-time manipulation of your sound, and great playing feel, these are all features that are really impressive. Something that all levels of drummers can really dig their teeth into. The main difference I found while playing these kits isn't anything to do with the sound, experience, or the features, although the Pro X does slightly tip the scale. It's more that the Pro X module offers adjustment features that are tactile and physical, matching the visceral experience that playing drums is. With everything going touchscreen, it's great to feel a part of the sound adjusting process, interacting with the instrument rather than just going along with it. And as playing the drums is a physical experience, this is highly welcomed and highly intuitive, even if you are a dedicated e-drum player. If you have one of these, let us know about your experience below, and if you're interested in either of these, head to our website to read more about them. I've been Myles with Gear for Music, and thank you for watching.